Testing, testing, testing. Hey, can you guys hear me now? All right, sorry about that. There was some challenge here hearing, you guys couldn't hear me. So tell me, hey, Jay from Virginia, Mark from Do's and Don'ts, Nat, good to see you here. Hey, Jay, hi, Deborah, hi, Donnie. So tell me if you can hear me, just go and let me know that you can hear me and see me. If you can hear me and see me, please go to the questions box. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. And then tell me what city and country you're tuning in from. What city and country you're tuning in from. I saw Jay from Virginia there. So tell me what city and country you're tuning in from. And then let me also know what you would most like to learn about Facebook Live. Okay, what do you most want to learn about Facebook Live so that you can get started building your business? Okay, so let's see. Mark wants to know do's and don'ts about setting up a fan and business page. All right, cool. And yep, Donnie, you're supposed to be seeing the Facebook Live pic. You're in the right spot. Debbie can see us and hear us. Deborah, you're from San Diego. Mark is from Melbourne. Veronica is from UK. And Jay is from Virginia. So great to have you with us today. So keep the questions coming and tell us what you most want to learn about Facebook Live. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how to do Facebook Live, but then we're going to go into what to say on Facebook Live. And actually that's kind of where we're going to start out this morning, is because I see a lot of people doing Facebook Live and they're just doing they're just basically saying on Facebook Live, sign up for my webinar, or sign up for my seminar, or log in here or buy my stuff. And they're not really getting a whole lot of good action out of Facebook Live. And I have to tell people that Facebook, and just remind everybody that Facebook is the world's largest word of mouth marketing platform that there is. And it's important to create content and posts that are shareable, the kind of posts that somebody is going to want to share, and whether it's a Facebook Live or whether it's an image or a video, it all doesn't matter. What mostly matters is what are people wanting to share, okay? And it turns out that there's a very specific answer to this. So I went and here I'm just going to talk into the camera here for just a moment. So I've been studying this for over, I've been studying what makes Facebook page posts go viral for over the last 8 years now. I actually started on Facebook in 2008. I actually started marketing on Facebook before Facebook ads existed. And we were able to do over $1.5 million in sales to customers that we met on Facebook. And we did this for our wellness community in Costa Rica. And because there weren't Facebook ads when we started, we had to focus on figuring out what kind of content went viral, because there was just no other way to get content out to people other than making sure that people wanted to click on the like button, people wanted to share it, people wanted to get it out there because it represented the way that they wanted to be perceived. And so over researching and studying Facebook ads now for over 8 years, I've discovered something very interesting. First, I read a paper that was published by a doctor, Dr. Kathleen Milkman, who is a professor of marketing at the Wharton School of Business. And what she discovered was very interesting. She studied over 7,000 New York Times posts to see if she could figure out what was it that made some posts go viral when others didn't go viral at all. And what she discovered was very interesting. She found that the posts that went most viral all had a very positive emotional charge and a very high emotional charge. So they had the combination of those two things. They had both a very high and positive emotional charge. And so it turns out that what that meant, she coined a term called the integral effect. And the integral effect was the correlation between how positively emotionally charged your content is and how highly emotionally charged your content is to how viral it goes. And then I started studying, I started asking a fundamental question. What was it about that kind of content that went most viral? And the answer is also very interesting. It turns out that content that has a very positive and high emotional charge goes viral for a very specific reason. It turns out that it goes viral because people want to share content that represents the way they want to be perceived. Now, write this down because this is really important. People share content that represents the way they want to be perceived. So what do I mean by that? Well, it turns out that people share content, and it doesn't matter whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, people share content that will help them move up in social status. Now, let me explain what I mean by this, because this is happening subconsciously. We don't consciously think to share something that is going to help us move up in social status. This is actually happening subconsciously. So let's roll the evolutionary clock back 10,000 years ago to when we're all budding Homo sapiens in hunter-gatherer societies. Let's say you're in a tribe and you're at the top of social status. Maybe you're a high priestess or a medicine man. Maybe you're a chieftain of some sort. You have the best chance of gaining resources, finding food, finding water, shelter, finding a mate, and reproducing, don't you? What if what if you have the opposite 10,000 years ago? What if 10,000 years ago you are at the low end of social status? What if, worst case scenario, you get kicked out of the tribe 10,000 years ago? What are our chances of survival by ourselves 10,000 years ago? What are our chances of finding water, food, shelter, finding a mate, and reproducing and passing along our genes 10,000 years ago by ourselves? Well, it's pretty much zero. And what has happened is it turns out that moving up in social status is actually a survival mechanism that we have gained through evolution. Okay, so this is a very important thing to note because it actually relates to the kind of content that we share on Facebook. How does it relate? Well, it relates like this. When we ask the question, why do people share this kind of content? Like I mentioned earlier, content that has a positive and a high emotional charge. Why do people share that kind of content? Well, it's so that we can represent ourselves as being kind and generous and benevolent, so that we might move up in social status, so that we might have the best chance of gaining resources. Okay, so now remember, our conscious minds don't operate this way. This is all happening subconsciously. And our subconscious minds are actually telling us to share content that represents the way that we want to be perceived. And it actually happens in 4 chemicals in our brain. The first one is endorphins. So if you add up all of the experiences like love and joy and trust, and you can compartmentalize those into one word called happiness. Happiness is actually caused by 4 chemicals in our brain. The first one is endorphins, and you've heard of a runner's high. Endorphins mask pain. Endorphins feel good, and we get that runner's high after we're exercising. And the reason why that happens for humans is it helps us with endurance. It helps us run farther. It helps us work longer hours. And that's one of the key ingredients of this feeling that we know as happiness. The next one is dopamine. Now, dopamine gets released in our brain. It's a chemical released in our brain that can get released in our brain when in good and bad, okay? So the bad would be things that are very addictive, such as like drugs and alcohol, when it heavily releases dopamine, and it is extremely addictive. However, we also get a little molecule of dopamine released when we check off a to-do on our list. So maybe there's one to-do on our list. Do a Facebook page post. Check that off, get a little molecule of dopamine. Do that Facebook page post, and somebody writes a little comment on that Facebook page post, and we can see that we get 1 like, and then 2 likes, and then 3 likes. Every time we see that extra additional thumbs up, we're actually getting a little tiny molecule of dopamine released. Now, don't think that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know this. This is highly addictive. And if you've ever caught yourself, and I'm sure nobody has caught themselves, doing a Facebook page post and clicking the refresh button and seeing how many new likes, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm the only one that does that. But the thing that is actually causing us to do that is a tiny little molecule of dopamine. we're getting a reward system in our brain when we do a Facebook page post and somebody clicks the like button. And so I'm going to show you how this is all related to the type of content that people want to share. Okay, so we have endorphins, we have dopamine, we also have serotonin. Okay, now some people have called serotonin the leadership chemical. See, we get a little molecule of serotonin released when we get recognized for an achievement. So if you've ever had somebody give you a shout out publicly, even if somebody says something like happy birthday publicly, or if you get recognized for something that you've done, you get a tiny little molecule of serotonin. So this is important. And one of the best types of marketing that you can do is publicly praise your clients who you've helped get results for on your Facebook page. If you do a little post, and let's say your client's name is Jennifer, and you do a post and you say, hey, Jennifer, got this amazing result, and I'm so proud of you, Jennifer, way to go. And you do that post on your Facebook page, recognizing Jennifer. Jennifer's gonna get a tiny little molecule of serotonin, and that feels good. People want more of that, and they're gonna keep coming back for more and more of that. So that was 3. We have, and the last one is oxytocin, okay? So what oxytocin is, it's been said, if you hug somebody and you hold that hug for 20 seconds, a tiny little molecule of oxytocin gets released into your brain. And so what oxytocin is that feeling that we get when we're closely connected, physically closely connected to another human being who we know and trust. So it's that feeling of love and trust. And when you're sitting next to somebody you love and you're giving a hug to somebody you love, that feeling is created by a little molecule of oxytocin. Well, now today in 2016, with the advent of social media, you can do a Facebook page post and you can say, hey, Jennifer, you did such an amazing job in what it is that you do, and you got this amazing result. Way to go, congratulations. And you publicly praise her. She's gonna get that feeling of closeness that is actually produced by oxytocin, even though you're not physically present. Okay, so let's do a quick recap here. We talked about 4 chemicals in our brain that cause us to share content that represents the way they want to be perceived. And they are endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Okay, so here's the thing. When you do a Facebook page post that genuinely represents the way other people want to be perceived, and they click the like button on it, and they comment on it, and they share on it, no one consciously in our brains, we don't consciously say in our brains, oh, I'm gonna like that post that Bret did so that I can get more of my own likes, so that people will think I'm kind and generous and benevolent, so that I may move up in social status, so that I may get the best chance of gaining resources. That's not how our conscious brain works. But subconsciously, through the expression of those 4 chemicals that I just gave you, that is precisely what our brain tells us to do. And that's why to share this kind of content, and I'll repeat, this kind of content is high emotional charge plus positive emotion. Okay, so it's a positive and high emotional charge. To share that kind of content is essentially human. Okay, to share that kind of content is essentially human. So please write this down. People share content that represents the way they want to be perceived. Okay, so now I've been studying this kind of shareable viral content for over the last 8 years, and I've discovered some very interesting things. I discovered what I call the super viral post formula. And the super viral post formula is very simply this. Whenever you see a post that has over more than 100,000 likes and comments and shares, there's a very good chance it follows this formula. And the formula is stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, and inspiration. So please write that down. In fact, go ahead and write that in the comment bar, because this is so important. Super viral content comes from stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, and inspiration. Write that down in the comments right now, because it is that important I want you to write it down and share it, because that's the kind of content that people want to share. And I'm going to show you how you can incorporate this into Facebook Live in just a moment. So what I would like to hear from you, so Maria, you totally nailed it. What I would like to hear from you right now is go into the questions box, and I want you to write a very quick story of you performing a selfless act of love, kindness, or generosity. That's right. I want you to write a very short story right now of you creating of you doing some kind of selfless act of love, kindness, or generosity. So let me give you an example. The other day, I just decided in my mind that any person that I come into contact with, I'm just going to look them straight in the eye, and I'm going to smile, and I'm just going to acknowledge them as the beautiful human that they are. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. That's a ideal Facebook page post. It's a story of a selfless act of love, kindness, generosity, and inspiration. So right now, write your own story. It could be anything. It could be that you decided to read to your child and you want to encourage other people to do the same thing. It could be that you decided to smile at everybody today and you're encouraging other people to do the same thing. It could be that you decided to support a friend in some way, and be there for your friend, be there for your client, be there for somebody in some way. It could be that you just decided to be fully present with everybody that you came into contact with, and you're going to encourage other people to do the same. So don't get hung up on, oh my gosh, I need to have a story of, a time that I flew to Africa and built a well for a village. Like, that's great if you did that, and for sure you should share that, but that's not something you're going to do every single day, most likely. So what I would encourage you to do right now, and put it over here so that I can see your story and give you feedback. Okay, so Maria writes, I take care and support my mother now that my father's passed away. Oh, I'm sorry, Maria. Thank you for sharing that. Since in Greece, the situation is very tough. Wonderful, Maria. Now write one more, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Now write one more piece of encouragement, encouraging somebody else to pay it forward. So I take care, I support my mother now that my father's passed away, and I just want to encourage you to take some time. If your parents are, if you're lucky enough to have your parents still be with you, take some time to talk to them today and just be fully present and spend a moment with them. If not, encourage someone else to do the same thing. That's beautiful. Frederick, spent time with my grandchildren when their parents are busy. Beautiful, Frederick. Now encourage others to do the same. Lynn, knowing that a close friend was recently widowed, lost emotionally, I put together some fun clothing I no longer wore, but I knew she would enjoy, and took them to her church, and she was thrilled. Beautiful, Lynn. Please share that and just add. And I want to encourage you to go out there and do something nice for someone else who needs it. So remember, add in the pay it forward part. Add in just a tiny little story that you can, or not a story, but a level of encouragement, inspiration. So you're inspiring other people to go out and do good in the world. Okay, Mark. Super viral. Okay, Mark, you got it. Super viral, where the super viral content comes from. Thank you for writing that in. Marianne, my assistant forgot to pick up a supply. Her car has no AC, so I gave her my car and AC to go back to the store. Awesome, fantastic. And just add in one piece, Marianne. I want to encourage you, and you being the collective you who is reading this particular post, I want to encourage you to just do something nice for someone today. And share it and pay it forward. Veronica, I encourage my neighbors to think happy thoughts and overcome their concern with weight gain. Beautiful. And now encourage someone to do the same. Pay it forward. Eve, donated $100 to Boy Scouts who were selling popcorn. Told them I didn't want the popcorn, but if you could just pay it forward to someone else by making someone else's day-to-day, they were totally stoked about getting that much money. Awesome. And in the post, just remind people, and I say in the post, this would be a Facebook page post on your business page, Eve, and just remind someone else to pay it forward as well. You told the Boy Scouts to pay it forward. Now tell someone else to pay it forward. Deborah, I was sending healing to homeless population one guy got a new shirt, another new shirt, a pair of new pants. Now he's acting more normally, and he's no longer even on the sidewalk and no longer beautiful, Deborah. Now encourage someone else to pay it forward. Mark, I help people via the internet to start their own business, take themselves out of poverty, to feed themselves. If you do this, do not just feel good, but you're improving someone else's life. Now just add to the end of that, Mark, I'm going to encourage you to go out there and help someone today. No matter where they are in life, everybody can use a helping hand sometimes. So that would be a great addition to that, Mark. So you guys are doing beautifully well. So what we're going to do now is I want to go to, let's go to the Facebook Live here. And now we're going, so you guys have amazing stories. So it's stories of you performing some selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity. Remember, these are the kind of stories you want to post on a daily basis. Okay, so it doesn't have to, you don't have to donate money every single day to do this Facebook page post. You don't have to, do something that takes a ton of time or energy and effort. It literally could just be, I decided to smile at someone today, and I want to encourage you to pay it forward. Okay, so now let's go into Facebook Live. So what Facebook Live is going to help you do is help you grow your reach, your audience, and deepen your connection with your audience. And Facebook Live right now today is done on our phone. There are some third-party software out there, such as Livestream and BlueJeans.com, where you can use a camera that is not from your phone, but for free, and those are paid applications. But I'm going to focus on the free application today, which today needs to be done on your phone. And so when you go to your phone, you would click on the Facebook icon, okay? And then it comes up, and then you want to go to your business Facebook page, okay? So if you haven't done so lately, pull out your smartphone. You can do this right now. Pull out your smartphone and go to your app store. Click on your app store. Now I'm showing a picture of my iPhone screen, but if you have a Android screen, you're going to do basically the same thing. Go to your app store and go to Facebook. And if the Facebook button says open, then you have the latest version. If it says update, you're gonna need to click the update button. But do that now. Click the open or update button, and it'll just take you, maybe 1 or 2 minutes to download the update. And then go back to your business Facebook page. Now, Facebook Live has been created in response to Periscope. Facebook Live wants to crush Periscope. Facebook Live wants to crush YouTube. And so you have a limited window of time right now that if you do a Facebook Live post, Facebook is going to show it to hundreds of times more people than they would normally show it to if you just simply posted a picture or even if you posted a video. So Facebook Live is going to allow you to massively leverage word of mouth marketing. Okay. So on your phone, when you go to your Facebook page, your Facebook page, there's going to be a button that shows Facebook Live. Okay, so let me just, I'm just going to recap here. When you go to your Facebook page, you're going to click this publish button right down here. Okay, you click on publish, and that takes you to this screen. And this is where you can write something before you click this live video button. Okay, so what I usually do is I'll click the live video button, and then you can write in where you describe your live video here. If you want to include a link, I usually just email myself the link, and then I open it up from my phone, and then I copy and paste here in the description. Okay, once you do that, you're going to click go live, and you're going to get this really cool instant feedback from people when you go live. It's really fun. It's really engaging. It's really exciting. And remember, Facebook is trying to pounce Periscope and YouTube. So they're going to show your Facebook Live to many, many, many more people than they would if you just did a post. So you have a limited window of time to do this and to ride on this Facebook Live wave. And what will happen is people who are watching, they can write a comment. They can click on this blue button and this heart button. And there's some more buttons here. And when they click on it, you see all these pop-ups. But it's highly, highly interactive. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to get seen by lots and lots of people. And so what I found is after, where you copy and pasted your post, you'll see that information above the video. But then afterward, you can see here in this particular example, I boosted this post, I want to say for like maybe $10 or $20, and I got 76 reactions. But here's the interesting part. I got 7,600 views for, maybe $5 or $10 right there. That's the big deal. Okay. That's the big deal. So what I want you to do right now is pull out your phone. Okay. And what I want you to do right now is to write your story. So Maria did it where she did a little retry. Okay, so go ahead and do your retry. And by the way, if anybody is having trouble with the video feed, so I see Veronica and Maria were having trouble with the video feed, go down and just hit the refresh button. And then Maria and Veronica, let us know when there's like a blue reload or refresh button. Hit that button, and then you should see the video feed, because I'm sharing my screen at the moment. So now when you're, what I want you to do is do what Maria just did, right? Do your retry, okay? So write your short story, all right? Your short story should be like, 1 or 2 sentences, and then encourage someone else to do something good that is in alignment with your story. Okay, so for example, Maria, I take care of support my mother now that my father's passed away, and since the Greece situation is very tough, remember to show your gratitude and appreciation for your mother. She's the one person in this world who has loved you all your life, selfless love in return in human form, and pay it forward to someone else. Beautiful, Maria. That is absolutely the kind of post that you should do. Now, what I'm going to tell you, Maria, is to actually read this, do this actual post on Facebook Live and read this into the camera. This is exactly the kind of post you should be doing on your Facebook page, okay? Do it and read it into the camera. That is absolutely amazing and beautiful, Maria. So let's see. So if some of you had problems with the video, I'll show you the steps in just a moment. Okay, and Janet, how do we post our Facebook Live video onto our Mastermind Facebook group page? Oh yeah, that's really easy. Okay, I'll show you that in just a second. So when you're gonna do Facebook Live, you can choose to do Facebook Live in multiple places, okay? In this instance here, so I'm just gonna go back through the steps here. In this instance, I went to my Facebook page first, and I clicked the publish button on my Facebook page. Now, I could just as easily go on my phone into my Facebook group, okay? So I just did a post. Now, I'll show you on my, I'm gonna show you here on my screen where I just did a post in one of my groups. So we've got a mastermind, and Janet's in our mastermind. And I just did a Facebook Live post in my mastermind group. And so if you have your own mastermind, you can do this. And so you can see here, this is a closed group. This is only for members of our high-end, $12,000 group mastermind. This isn't for anybody else. Nobody else is allowed in this group here, okay? So I did this post here in Facebook Live. Now I had to do this from my phone. Okay, so I can't show you on my computer screen, but I had to do this on my phone. And what I did is I just created a little video. Now this is really fun. I just helped my friend Marisa Murgatroyd, who is running a awesome group called Experience Products Live. And one of the things that she's doing is she's doing Facebook Live posts in her group to help encourage members to go to the next level and finish their homework and achieve a particular milestone. So what I did is I went into this group, but I had to do this on my phone. So I'm just showing you on my screen. I just did this like a little while ago, and there's 23 members in the group. So it'll take a while. It'll take a few days before the 23 members to see the views. That's why there's only 2 views, but by tomorrow there should be about 23. But that's the maximum this video can have, is 23 views, because it's published in a closed group where there's only 23 people. And what I did was I just did a post for anybody who is feeling behind, this is what you can do right now. And I want to give people encouragement. And I want to give people, a boost and put some wind beneath their wings to help them if they're feeling stuck or they're feeling behind or they're feeling down. And so I made a little Facebook Live post within this group. And one of the coolest parts about that is this can really deepen your connection with your group mastermind members. If you have your own mastermind in your own group, you can create these fun little Facebook Live videos, and you can publish it only for your group to see. So this is a special message only for this group. And so to go back and answer Lynn's question, or excuse me, that question came from, who did that question come from? Janet's question. So specifically to go back and answer Janet's question, how do we post our Facebook Live videos into our mastermind Facebook group? Well, you have to do it from your phone. Today, Janet, you have to do it from your phone. But in my phone, I would go into this particular group, and then I would publish it the exact same way that I would publish on my page. Right? I just look right into the camera, and one of the camera on my phone, and one of the options is to publish. I could publish an image, I could publish a link, I could publish just words, or I could publish a Facebook Live video within my group. So I chose to do the Facebook Live video. It worked out great, and it was super fun. So it's a great way to deepen your connection with your group. So let me go through and see what, so thank you, Kenneth said, whoa, yep, I'm feeling behind. Bret is awesome. I assumed you meant to write Bret. Thanks, buddy. And Nat says, do you use the stand for the iPhone? In this particular image, Nat, no, I did not. I literally held it with my hand. So you don't need any special fancy equipment. I just held it with my hand. Kenneth, still inspired. Maybe mastermind group is the next step. Bret is convincing. Thanks, Kenneth. And Mark said, retry. Help the people via the internet to start up their own business, to take themselves out of poverty, to feed themselves and their family. I encourage you to do this and only feel good, but you are improving someone else's life. Okay, fantastic. And Mark, see if you could encourage something that will be very easy for other people to do, because for some people, they may not have the skills that you have to help someone start up their own internet business, but they certainly can go and you can encourage somebody to do something that's positive that everyone can do. So you did a great job there, Mark. So just make that one little tweak and encourage people to do things that they're going to be successful at. Kenneth, I'm fortunate to be appreciated by many when it comes to mentor and combine technology and economic empowerment for 2 days. Awesome. So Kenneth, how can you turn that into encouraging other people to become a mentor and help someone else? Good. So you guys are totally rocking it. So what I want to see right now is tell me right now, go to your Facebook, write in the comments and tell me, what do you most want to use Facebook Live for? Okay. And what I'm going to encourage you to do, so the people who are in our 12-month group here, I have started a challenge for everybody that's in the 12-month group to do a Facebook Live post on weekdays, once a day for 1 month. All right. So, and it doesn't need to be done on weekends. I think people should, relax and take a break on the weekends, but do a Facebook Live post where they go out and they encourage people once a day to do their own Facebook Live post for a month. What I'm going to challenge you to do in our groups, when you scroll down, you just see, here, let me pull it up here into the group. Oops, that was the wrong group. I'll go back to a different group. But in our groups, you can see this is our big group with 1,788 members. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Facebook Live post in our big group here, encouraging everybody to pay it forward themselves. But let me go back to our 12-month group. This is our high-end make 6 figures working from anywhere 12-month mastermind. when you scroll down, you'll see lots of our people have been doing Facebook Live posts, and they've been doing amazing. So our, one of our superstars, Sanyika Calloway, she's a yoga superstar. One of our superstars, Lisa McCracken Thomas, Monisha, Patty Myers, and Teresa. And people are just doing, video after video after video. And they're only like 2 minutes long or 3 minutes long. There's Joel Bagley. You can see how many, and they're getting lots and lots and lots of views. And so what I'm encouraging everybody to do is when you do Facebook Live, when you do it on your page, go ahead and boost the post for $5 or $10. Boost the post for $5 or $10. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you get seen by many, many thousands more people. Okay, not just like a few more people, many, many thousands more people. All right, it's a really big deal. So I'm going to show you guys an example here in just a moment. I have to find it. Okay, here is one that I did. I just did this quick Facebook Live post. Now, in this particular post, I was at my friend AJ Morishita's. I was at his. It's frozen at the moment, so I apologize that it's frozen. But I was at AJ Morishita's Movement Makers program, and I was on stage, and we did a Facebook Live from the stage, and I interviewed a couple people. So I just pulled out the phone right there and interviewed a couple people, and with like a $10 ad spend, it's reached 2,600 people. Okay, so I'm just showing this to you to show you that when you do the Facebook Live post, then you can boost it. And when you boost it, you will, for just a few dollars, you'll be able to reach thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's a really, really big deal. Okay, so what I want to encourage you to do is to do your own Facebook Live post. It could be 1 minute long. It could be 10 seconds long. It just should be you encouraging other people. And what I recommend that you do is to tell a selfless act, a story of you performing some kind of selfless act of love, kindness, or generosity. The thing is, you probably do this every day. Okay, you probably do some kind of selfless act of love, kindness, generosity every single day. Okay, and in order for you to, see, get seen by tons and tons of people and build a nice big audience, Facebook Live is one of the easiest ways to do that. And you want to communicate these positive stories with selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity. I'm just going to show you another example here. I did this one about 2 weeks ago, and I just did a little post, okay, on Facebook Live. This was a Facebook Live video here, and you can see, and I boosted it for $30. I only spent $30. You can see it reached 30,000 people for $30. That's a penny reach. That's amazing. 1 cent per reach. $30 to reach 30,000 people. That's insane. Insanely good. Okay. But the video, you can see just underneath, the video itself got 13,000 views. So why are these two numbers different? Well, if you've ever scrolled through a Facebook Live video and didn't watch it, Facebook can show that it reached you, but you didn't view the video. That's why those two numbers are different. But 13,000 views for $30, I will take that all day long. So what I want to encourage you to do is I want to encourage you to, for this, once a day, just for a week. So just do this 5 times. In the morning, do a Facebook Live post where you create a post about telling people how, some kind of a post where you're going to do some kind of a selfless act of love, kindness, or generosity in your Facebook page post, okay? And do it once a day for a week, and then boost the post for $5 or $10. You don't need to boost it for much more than that. Just boost it for $5 or $10 and see how your reach grows. I mean, your reach is going to grow. It's going to grow really fast. Okay. So tell us right now what you most want to get out of your Facebook Live posts. So Kenneth says, I most want to use Facebook Live for invitation to your paid events and paid consulting. Okay, great. This is awesome, Kenneth. So one thing I want to share with you, Kenneth, is what you don't want to do, the mistake that almost everyone else makes, is when they do Facebook Live, everything they do and say on Facebook Live is sign up for my webinar, sign up for my seminar, pay me for this, pay me for that, whatever. That is not the kind of post that someone wants to share. That is not the kind of post that represents the way that people want to be perceived. Instead, what you should do is tell some story of selfless act of love, kindness, and generosity. Encourage other people to do something great. Do that first. Do those posts first. Build up your audience, build up people who are interested in you. And then you can do a post, again, where you share another story of a selfless act of love, kindness, and generosity, but then link it to something it is where people can opt into a webinar, they can opt into a free gift, they can opt into a one-on-one strategy session, okay? So in this particular example here, right, so this would be the example of when I did the post where I was inviting people to come in. I was inviting enlightened entrepreneurs, how to use Facebook Live. Now, I didn't just say, sign up for my webinar. I told a little story about after I lost my 34-year-old brother almost 10 years ago, I decided to dedicate the rest of my life to helping enlightened entrepreneurs who are making a real difference. If I can help you attract your customers that you were truly meant to serve, I believe together we can make the world a better place. Then I say, if you're interested and you want to learn more, click here. Okay, so I'm not just saying sign up, buy my stuff. And that makes it easier for people to click the share button, people to click the like button, because it is an actual representation of the way that people want to be perceived. And that's a really, really big deal. Okay, so yeah, I like Kenneth mentioned the analogy that you're already helping people daily. Seems more genuine. Yeah, you are helping people daily. And that is exactly, Kenneth, what you should be sharing on your Facebook page. Okay, so I will take any of your questions before we wrap it up. And for those of you who are interested in, I'm going to be doing a live in-person training in February called Attract Customers Now Live. If you're interested in getting a special link for $300 off, where you can come and get together with 200 other entrepreneurs live in person in February in San Diego, please write the words Attract Customers Now Live, or just write the words live event link and go into the questions box and write the words live event link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a special link for $300 off. And this is a deep discount. It's specifically for an enlightened entrepreneur that wants to learn how to grow conscious customers now. So this will be the, so Lynn says live event link, Marianne says live event link. And if anybody else wants it, write the words live event link in the questions box. And what I'll do is I will give you the special link that has a deep discount. And it's important to take action now because the early bird special is not going to be around for that much longer. So let me go ahead and get the, I'm going to get the URL. I'm going to post it in the link. So Kenneth, Maria, Marianne, Lynn, you guys want it. So here, go ahead and click on this link. It's attractcustomersnow.com/live. You can claim the early bird special. And then what we're going to do is you're going to be with 200 other enlightened entrepreneurs. And what I like to do is I like to help you grow your business through radical giving. And what that looks like is there's going to be 200 people in the room. And now just imagine for a moment, just imagine 200 people. And so let me just, I'll just pull this up here. Just imagine for a moment, 200 people who would come up to you and ask you, how can I help you? How can I support you? How can I help you grow your business and take your business to the next level? So you can see a picture here of the, just some of the enlightened entrepreneurs that were there last year. There was 150 of us. there, and everybody here will introduce themselves to you by saying, how can I support you? Just imagine what that could do for your business. I mean, if you could even find just one joint venture partner here, one or two joint venture partners here, what would that do for your business? So that's Attract Customers Now live in San Diego, February 8th, 9th, and 10th. This is the link that I gave you for the early bird special. Normally it's $500, but the link that expires soon is $197. That's a $300 savings, but only if you click on the link and you act now, and you can come in. And what we're going to help you do is help build your business together by everybody supporting one another. Okay, and so Hazel asks the dates. It's February 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's Attract Customers Now live here. So I'm just going to post that back in the I'm going to post the link back in the group. And then with that, we are going to sign off and just let everybody know that you guys are incredible with some of the amazing stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity and inspiration. Go and do the Facebook Live posts, okay? And then when you do the Facebook Live post, what I want you to do is share your posts in our group. Okay, so I'm going to give you the Attract Customers Now group. All right, so this is the group. Now, this is our members only group. You can see there's 1,788 members here in the group. So share your Facebook Live posts in the group here. All right, and so this is the group here that you're in. And so how do you share a Facebook Live post? All right, how do you share a Facebook Live post? Well, it's really easy. You just find one of your Facebook Live posts and you literally just click share. Oh, and Kirsten just reminded me that there is a Attract Customers Now Live. There is a promo code. Oh, I'm glad you reminded me of that. I forgot. Promo code is case sensitive. So let me just write that in here. Case sensitive promo code that's only going to be good for a little while longer is early. And so not to digress too much here, but when you're sharing your Facebook page post here, so I'm going to pull mine up here and let's scroll down and share your post. I'm going to show you what this looks like. If you want to share your Facebook Live post, you literally just click the share button and then pick the group that you want to share it in here. So let me show you here. Sorry, I just have to go back a few days to get my Facebook page post. Here it is. So this is how you do it. Yeah, so this is my Facebook Live post. I made it on my phone. I posted on my page. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the share button here. And I'm going to share it in the group. Now you can do, if you're a member of the group, you can share in any group that you're a member of. So I share in the group, and it's this group. It's called Members Only VIP Attract Customers Now from Facebook. This is the group that has 1,700 enlightened entrepreneurs. So I'm going to write in, please share your Facebook Live video that you post on your page here in the group, so we can all like it and give you more viral and give you a big free viral boost. All right, and here we go. So now I'm going to click. So that's it. That's all you had to do. And then if you go into the group here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the refresh button. And Kirsten, if you want to just because you're texting me on the phone, I can't go ahead and post in the chat, Kirsten, the case sensitive promo code. It's all lowercase. It's the word early, all lowercase. So Kirsten, go ahead and do that to show everybody. And then what I'm going to, so I just clicked the refresh button there. You can see the post right there. You can see the post in the group. There it is. And so I just wrote, please share your Facebook Live post that you posted on your page here in the group so we can all like it and give you a free viral boost. Okay, so this is the URL. It's facebook.com/groups. You have to be a member of this group. This is for members only. I believe pretty much everybody in this call is a member of the group. And if you're not a member of the group, you can just write in the message box and Kirsten can send you a link to become a member. It's only $7 if you purchase a, you have to have purchased one of our products. And even if you bought, a $7 ebook or a $7 program from us, you get to be in this group that has 1,788 members in here. Okay. So go ahead and do that now. Share in the group. So Kenneth said he did. You're awesome. And then Maria says, thank you. I've started doing boosts thanks to your class. And I see thousands of people coming through and even coming to my events. Nice, Maria. And I've been very shy about this to begin with. You're helping me demystify Facebook ads. I'm very excited to do this 1 month challenge of posting live. Wow, Maria. Well, hey, Maria, please don't keep me a secret. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys, if you got value out of this today, please write the word value. If you got value out of this presentation today, please write the word value. And I thank you for being with us today here. But if you got value out of the this particular presentation, please go ahead and write the word value. And Janet got value, and Lynn got value, and Kenneth and Christina and Veronica, all of you guys got value. You're amazing. If you got value, please don't keep me a secret. What I'm going to ask of you is, if you got value, and only if you got value, I would love a quick little 1-sentence review on my Facebook page. I would just be eternally grateful, sincerely appreciative. I'm going to post the reviews in here. So you can see there's 49, 61 reviews there. So please don't keep me a secret. If you find value in this, but only if you find value, if you got value out of this free presentation, please go and leave me a positive review on the Facebook page. I would sincerely appreciate it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see all of you next week when we will be back together the same time on Tuesday at the same place and for our webinar jam, and we will get started growing your business together. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.